Welcome to the forecast. To my right, we have Alex Pastrello himself. How you doing, Alex?
I'm good. How are you?
Keeping hydrated. And with me also is Garrett. Garrett, how you doing?
I'm peachy.
Peachy?
Nice.
Yeah, it's an orange kind of year. I'm orange, peach.
You know what happened there? I was going to make a joke, and then I just thought about a peach and I got hungry. So my name is Marvin. We're going to talk about the comics coming out on October 25th, 2017. That's on Wednesday. As always. Not as always, actually. Who knows? Sometimes they come out on Tuesday if there's a holiday on a Wednesday. So we'll let you know what's coming out here. Dark Horse Comics. Nothing really we get, so we can't really say anything about it. But if you're a BPRD fan, there's Devil You Know #3 coming out. And if you're a fan of Rebels, these free and independent states, the finale to that miniseries is coming out. So go ahead and check those out. DC Comics, Action Comics 990, 10 away from that 1,000 issue. This is the Oz Effect, #4. Dan Jurgens, Victor, Bong Davik. Garrett, how's Action Comics been?
It's been really good. I was worried when the whole, last issue, I was worried that we were going to find the imposter Jor-El. And they're still playing it off as it's still Jor-El. It's kind of fun him seeing manipulate Jonathan to... I don't know what his plans are yet. I mean, we're barely getting any information each issue, but we always get a new little nugget, basically. So I'm excited to see how Jor-El kind of manipulates John in this issue and see how that affects Lois and Clark in the meantime.
Alex, what do you think? What has Action Comics been?
You know what? To be fair, I am one behind, but I have to admit I'm not as I don't know. I haven't been as excited with this arc. I think Jor-El being the surprise,
Mr. Oz,
just doesn't get me impressed. Doesn't get me excited to read it.
Doesn't juice you up.
Not really.
We'll talk about it in a second here. I read a little bit of something with Jor-El in it, so we'll talk about it in a second here. Batgirl 16. This is Summer of Lies #3. This is Hope Larson, Chris Wildgoose, Cam Smith, and Dan Moore on that beautiful cover. It's almost enough to make me want to get that. But how's Batgirl been, Garrett?
Awesome.
Oh, or Alex? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
whichever one.
Yeah, I just caught up on the second part this morning, and I think Batgirl and Nightwing, they just have such good chemistry that anytime they're together, it's just a fun story to read. I mean, some people could butcher that relationship, but I think that Hope Larson's doing a good job of playing their chemistry because I enjoy every second of it. It's more like when they're doing stuff that doesn't really involve their relationship, it's kind of like it's not as good. So putting that stuff at the forefront is just really fun.
Alex, what do you think?
It's a nice flashback to a prior investigation that they were a part of. I tell you what, those Dan Moore covers are amazing.
Oh, so good.
Like really nothing else, Marvin. Get those 14, 15, 16? Just for the covers alone.
It's beautiful. Colors are beautiful on that. Dan Moore is a great artist. He's doing Power Rangers, right? Or Go-Go Power Rangers?
Go-Go Power Rangers.
Right now. Batman Beyond #13, Alex's favorite book, Gotham Games Part 1. Bernard Chang writing and drawing this issue. Garrett, what do you think? Bernard Chang taking over on all duties.
If he can write as good as he can draw, I trust him. I see that Shriek is the villain this issue. I just read issue 12 earlier today, and it was really good. It was like Batman Beyond, but the man was crossed out. It was women. Because it's basically the Batgirl Beyond, Max, and Barbara Gordon as a team, basically, for this different suburb of Gotham. I think this is I keep saying it's a hidden gem. It really is. If you did love Batman Beyond, you could jump on this book at any point. Terry McGinnis is Batman. Bruce Wayne's in the book. You're still getting your classic roster of Batman Beyond villains. Sometimes you get old Batman villains. So it's just fun all the time. It's nostalgia and it makes me want to go back and watch the animated series. It's so good.
What if I know nothing about Batman Beyond and I have no interest? Should I read this?
Well, if you have no interest, that's usually a no. But I mean, like, if you didn't watch the animated series, you could still get in on it. I think it would just take a little bit for you to wrap your mind around like a random name like Terry McGinnis being important. Like it'd be like seeing, I don't know, it's just a weird name that you're not used to. But I'm sure after you read a couple issues, you'd understand. He's Batman right now. Bruce is his mentor. There's other shit going on around him.
The Metal Tie-ins, Dawnbreaker and Drown, second printings are coming out tomorrow or today. So if you missed those the first time around, pick those up. But the new one coming out, Batman the Merciless, #1. This is Peter J. Tomasi, Francis Manapul on art, Jason Fabak on the cover. I did not know Manapul was doing the art. This is a grab I'm going to get. I got to get this. You got to get Francis Manapul, right, Alex?
Oh, of course.
This is why he couldn't.
Fair, I was going to get it regardless.
This is why he couldn't do Trinity.
This is a welcome surprise, and I can almost guarantee my favorite of the tie-ins.
Well, look at first off, they're keeping this thing secret because you click on the preview and there's literally no preview. It's like a picture, one picture.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I just looked at the preview. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I was going to be like, let me look at this Manapul art. Nope, they're keeping this thing wrapped under wraps. So if you want to read it, that cover is pretty sweet. Fabak's been doing some pretty great covers over there. Like I said, Manapul taken away from Trinity, obviously, to do this. So it might be worth it. We'll see.
Hey,
yes.
Dumb question for you guys. When it shows Batman the Merciless, does it also show the second printing next to it?
It does on Previews World. That's kind of weird.
Okay.
They probably meant to put the variant cover, but screwed up.
That made me laugh.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be the variant cover. Somebody messed up. Once again, somebody over there messed it up a lot.
Get your shit together.
Also, Batman the Murder Machine second printing also out tomorrow. So we can get that too today. Blue Beetle. I just want to bring it up because it's one of the two DC Rebirth books that got canceled. That and Superwoman. Well, Superwoman, they said ending on a natural note. Blue Beetle, adios. So here you go. If you want to read the end of Blue Beetle, I know fan of the show, Travis, only a little bit left and then you're done. So there you go. DC House of Horror #1. This is the holiday special. Keith Giffen, Brian Keene, Weston, how do you say that? Orsch? Rags Morales. There's Rags Morales. We were talking about him earlier.
Woo!
Belisk Evely, Howard Porter, Scott Collins, Dale Egosham, and Michael William Kaluta on that cover. This is their holiday special, Halloween. I actually usually enjoy these. I think we all enjoyed that Christmas one. This is a big week for me, though, so I probably won't get this. But if you love those, I know a lot of people like these ones. Go ahead and get that. For me, what are you going to say, Garrett?
Well, it's just that it's $10, and
that's what I mean. Like if nothing was coming out this week, if it was like a fifth week of October, if it turned out that way, and this came out, I'm getting it. But it's like I get so much stuff to get that I'll read it when it's on Hoopla, or if it's on digital. Actually, after a while, DC reduces the price, so whenever it reduces the price, I might pick it up.
I think even if it was less than $10, it might be more worth my time. But
it's oversized, so.
Yeah, I'd get if it was like $4.99. Like that'd be worth it to me. I'd still get it. But $10. Like
that's 3 books right there at $2.99 a piece. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's 60 pages or 80 pages, then it's around $10. We'll see. Yeah. I'm not sure it doesn't say how big it is. I'm not sure. Detective Comics 967. This is James Tinian IV, Eddie Burroughs. This is the book I was talking about. Jor-El, A Lonely Place of Living, Part 3. I read Part 1. Part 3?
This is Part 3. Part 2 came out.
Oh, when did it come out? Ago. Oh, I guess I'm missing it. I got to look for it. I read Part 1. Part 1 was really great. I loved it.
I read Part 1 yesterday. I really liked it too. It was, it's fun reading the Oz Effect and this at the same time. I mean, that's just added stuff for me, but I'm sure as just reading Detective Marvin, it's still kind of cool to see how that affects Tim Drake and the cliffhanger at the end. Have you caught up on Detective, Al?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually enjoyed Detective way more than I've enjoyed Action. Now, to be fair, I'm caught up on Detective, but the reveal that it's Jor-El, I enjoyed more in this book.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure how it's going in Action, but in this book it made sense. He's like, I saw a world. I kept trying to warn them. In my world, they wouldn't listen, and it blew up. And you're trying to save this world. They're not. They're going to listen. He's trying to tell Tim, stop what you're doing. It's not worth it. And that actually makes sense to me, actually. So like, and he's like, all right, go by yourself. You're going to realize on your own that it's not worth it.
You know, and I love the freaking prison thing with the circles. I'm like, I don't care why that's in the story. Like, it just reminds me of Superman the movie. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
like the rotating rings that keep him in place.
Tim Drake of Tomorrow and Doomsday are a nice mix. Very unique mix. So we'll see how that story goes. I actually don't know what to expect from this. So, one thing I remember Eddie Burrows' art looking better. It was a little bit off for me, but otherwise it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was a little light. Like, it's nothing near like that Snow issue with Clayface.
Yeah,
like that was the best looking issue of all time.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. Okay,
no, I was like, this is Eddie Burrows. Like, is he being helped? Because like this does not look like his art.
So we'll see how he's doing this in this issue. So we'll see. If you aren't reading Detective, jump back from the beginning of this arc. I think it would actually be pretty good. Even if you're reading Action, you want to get more of the Jor-El story, jump into that. Flash 33, this is Joshua Williamson, Howard Porter on the art. Bats Out of Hell, this is a tie-in with DC Metal number 3, so read that first. DC Metal, Dark Knights Metal number 3. This is the story, it looks like it's Red Death versus Flash, so we'll see what happens with that. That Red Death was really good, so I'm excited for this. We'll see how it goes with the Flash versus the Batman Flash. Alex, what do you think?
You know, I had just caught up on the last 3 issues prior to this with Bloodwork, and then where Barry's going to work at Iron Heights. Iron Heights.
Yeah.
I am excited for this. I mean, I've loved the metal all over the place. It's been great. But you just started a new arc. It's kind of unfortunate that there's going to be this little break.
I was just going to say, it's poor timing.
And I realize metal isn't all over the universe thing, so, you know, it's not like they're surprising me with this, but it's kind of disappointing that this wasn't issue 32.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really digging the current arc, so I actually, for me, it's like, okay, something new. But I agree with that, though. What did you say, Garrett?
It's just kind of odd time. Like, I was like the cliffhanger of issue 32 was getting me excited for what's to come, and then it's kind of like, but first the crossover with metal, and like I know it's going to be a good issue regardless. I'm hoping, anyways. But the fact that you're taking me out of the momentum again.
If I think for me, if it was a once a month title, it would be more of an issue than it coming every 2 weeks, and it's just a one issue thing. So it's just a one issue thing, right?
I hope so. It says part 1 though.
It says part 1, but I wonder if it's not going to bleed into another book first.
Well, I will look into that. By the way, that Howard Porter variant cover is way better than that regular cover. So just aesthetically or how it looks, the design's way better, I think.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps number 31. This is part 2 of Mind Games. Hector Hammond and Superman and Hal Jordan. Garrett, what do you think? Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps.
See, I didn't read the first issue yet, but I did read the last issue of the New Gods arc, and I thought that was really strong. Did the first issue of the Superman one come out?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I haven't read that. I haven't read that yet.
It's got Superman as a Yellow Lantern.
Okay. Yeah, the New Gods one was awesome. Well, that last issue I thought wasn't the best. It was kind of like all over the place. But I'm excited to see how this arc plays off. I mean, we got a little taste when the Green Lantern Corps was in Superman, so it'll be fun to see how he interacts in their universe.
I didn't care for 30. I thought the art was weak.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just one of this arc doesn't interest me.
Really?
A lot of it had to do with the art. Yeah. Well,
I haven't read it yet, so I don't know.
We haven't had enough time to absorb what happened in Superman, and now that we're in Metal, we're thinking of other things. That this just seems like a weird arc to have.
Mm.
That may just be me. Maybe you guys will be like, "Holy shit, this is the best book I've ever read." I don't think so.
By the way, Flash 34 is not a Metal tie-in, so it is in New York. So it's just a one issue thing.
Oh, so it's crossing over a bunch of titles, I'm guessing.
It probably, for one issue. Each one that has one of Batman's things probably has one issue of it. So
I'm guessing it's the battle between the hero and the bad Batman.
I just wanted to bring up, I don't get the book, but I, for some reason, clicked on it. Hellblazer number 15. Well, how long's Tim Seeley been on this book? I didn't know that.
I thought he was only doing the covers. Like, I didn't know he was writing.
He's writing and he did the covers, and then Jesus Moreno's doing the interior art. I love Jesus. I should have been getting this thing.
It must have been at the beginning of this arc, because there was one issue where Tim Seeley, his first issue that he was talking about, he only did the cover art. He didn't actually write the inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see his name on it before, so that's cool. I liked him.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hellblazer, so that's good. Coming in Legends tomorrow, if you like Constantine, go ahead and watch that. And he's getting his own cartoon. Hey, by the way, how do you watch CWC? Is it like an app or something?
No, you can go on CWTV.com.
Nobody uses a computer.
Okay, yeah, you can download the app.
Okay.
Same thing. And yeah, it's because you know what else is on, like, there's old shows on the CWC that just are owned by Warner Brothers that they don't want to like even try and sell. So.
Oh, okay. Can you watch your beloved on there? Smallville?
No, Smallville's not on there. It's on Hulu.
Justice League of America, number 17. This is Steve Orlando and Ivan Rice. Garrett, how's the Panic in the Microverse been going? This is the finale.
So it had been weak. I actually just read issue 15. Basically, well, it's the first issue. They put it on the cover of that issue that Ray Palmer's back, and it's explaining from that Rebirth one shot to where we are now, like all that's happened to Ray Palmer, and it was a great issue. So like all my I'm like, oh, this is so good. Like I'm gonna stay on it. So I'm gonna read 16 before tomorrow at the shop, and if I don't like 16, I won't get it. But I feel like I'll still get 17 because that issue 15 was awesome. Like I really like Ray Palmer as a character, so I'm excited. Hopefully that he's gonna stay on this team, even though Ryan Choi is the current Atom right now.
Command Challenge number 10. This is Greg Pak, Joel Prado, Francis Manpool on the cover. There he is again, doing more work. Francis, you have a job. It's called Trinity. Unless you got kicked off of it. I'm assuming you got kicked off of it since you're not doing it. And
there's no way he's still on that book.
He must get kicked off. You know, there was that 2-issue arc that Cullen Bunbury did, that 2-issue arc instead, that Francis had already done the story and they decided to pull it back because it was a political story. Maybe he got in trouble. Maybe he's off that book. I'm just speculating, but maybe.
Yeah.
So here we go. Next part of Commandy Challenge after that suspenseful ending of number 9. Look at all his friends are there with him. Alex, are you excited for number 10? Number 9 was a high point for us, but 10, what do you think?
The thing is, I don't know if I'm excited for 10 or not, for the fact that 9 was so amazing and such a good story that those are some big boots to fill. And so I don't know if my excitement is just kind of, I'm open to be impressed, but I think I'm also biased knowing that issue 9 is the best issue of this series.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, though, that it would be a shame not to read the next issue after that to see the momentum that Tom King was building. And I think like Greg Pak can do a decent job of, maintaining that momentum, if not raising the bar. I don't think he could top issue 9, but I definitely think he could have the skills to maintain the same level, or if not, like really close to it throughout the story.
I think if nothing else, with Maniple doing that cover,
you got it
regardless. So I'm going to get it. Obviously, I'm just saying that my sense is that it's not going to top 9, but maybe it'll give me at least a nice momentum boost to finish it up.
I am thinking I'm not going to get this, but we'll see. I'll look through it. Mainly because I jumped off the last issue. I just got 9 because it was Tom King, so we'll see. Mother Panic number 12. This is Jody Hauser, Jim Kruger, Sean Crystal doing the art with Phil Hester. Mother Panic number 12. Garrett, how's Mother Panic been?
I still think it's been really great. It's not Tommy Lee Edwards. I wish he would come back and do some art, but the art has still been really good. The story's been really good. The Yeah, I get impressed every issue. Like I'm thinking, like, oh, I don't know if this is going to impress me, and then it just always finds a way to. Like Violet is such a good cool character. Like she's just like a Gotham vigilante who really doesn't give a fuck what you think. Like she's like, I'm going to do this. If you don't like it, that's your problem. Like I'll make it your problem too if you want it to be. So it's fun.
This is Nightwing, the New Order number 3. This is Kyle Higgins and Trevor McCarthy. Garrett, once again, you're getting the series. Have you caught up with it yet?
I read issue 1, and issue 1 was so good. It was amazing. It's basically Nightwing does something to basically control like superheroism. So that's all I can really say without spoiling too much. But it's fun seeing like such a conflicted. Well, he's like one of my favorite heroes. So to see someone so conflicted and like what he has to do to keep the world safe is really fun. And like it's the same somewhat creative team of Gates of Gotham. So just seeing that same art style, it's just wow. It's a good read.
Teen Titans number 13, The Return of Kid Flash Part 1. This is Ben Percy, Akira Adolfo, Dan Morrow on covers. Garrett, what do you think? Hard Target or Alex? Did you get this book, Alex?
No.
Oh, okay. Garrett, what do you think of Hard Target?
I really like Teen Titans. I mean, I think it's been really picking up since that Rise of the Aqualad art.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels a lot like Young Justice. So it's fun that they're not like limiting it to like a core 5, but they're always like expanding. Like they'll bring some new member in, sort of, and then they'll kind of push them off to the side. So it's becoming a huge team network, and it's really interesting to read. Between this and Titans, you told me once that they're planning someday to maybe merge the 2 books potentially, and I'm hoping that comes soon because I'm thinking about dropping one of the 2. Like I really like them both, but I can't justify getting both.
What is this arc even about? Because
the Return of Kid Flash.
Ugh. You know, the sad thing is that I was fine with Kid Flash being gone.
Yeah, he was kind of a whiner.
I actually was. I was trying to decide if I'm going to get this book or not, because the last one I got was Gotham Resistance number 1, which was I think issue 12.
Right.
And it's like, God, that's right there. That's probably like the best jumping off point. And the only reason to stay on this book is that I like Aqualad and I like Beast Boy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's enough to keep me on.
Starfire.
Wonder Woman.
And I like Starfire. I hate Damian.
Wonder Woman number 33. This is James Robinson. Manlupe Ladopchino, Ray McCarthy, Brian Hitch cover. And actually, let me just say, because I know we crap it a lot on Brian Hitch. I actually think that cover, the line work on that cover is pretty great. So, good job.
I'm going to take a look at it. They should put the interior artist of that freaking arc in there. He's a great artist. I don't know why they're like not putting his art on the cover.
I think that is. Go ahead.
That is a good cover, but still.
That cover's better than issue 31.
That cover's it's a little busy, but the line works good, so it's a good job.
Yeah, that first issue of this art cover was horseshit. It looked awful.
Times Past Part 1. Alex, what do you think? Wonder Woman, are you excited for this new arc, Times Past?
You know, you and I talked about it, 2 weeks ago on the show, on our usual show. I don't know. If the art is going to be the same as the first issue, yes, because I actually liked that first issue 31. 32, the art was kind of wishy-washy for me. There were really good panels, and then there were other panels that I was like, wow, that was rushed, or that wasn't fully drawn to what I expect. So as the story, I love the story. I like this idea. But then the end of 32, when we find out about a certain character, I was less impressed. So I don't know. I'm torn.
Yeah, I really enjoyed issue 1. I haven't read issue 2 yet. And I'm kind of worried that the art is wishy-washy, but I'm hoping 3. Like, yes, Brian Hitch does the cover, but I hope inside those 2, the front and back cover, there's just beautiful art and good story in there.
We'll see.
So I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, the hard thing for me right now with Wonder Woman is the fact that that first 1 through 25 with Raka and Sharp and Scott were amazing. mean, maybe I got lost from time to time, but there's something missing in Wonder Woman right now that I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around.
I'm gonna agree with that because the Greg Rucka thing run, it felt like it was going towards something and it meant something. Even Shay's run was fun. It was like, what was it, 4 or 5 issues? 4 issues.
Yeah.
Even in that contained 4 or 5 issues, maybe just because it was 4 or 5 issues, it felt like there was a reason for it to be going on. For this, it's like, it feels like the Jason thing. It's like, for what reason? Like you said, I really, what am I going to care? Like, I want to know about Wonder Woman. I want to know something about her. Like, to have her do something. We'll see, though. I mean, it's only really, the 2 in have been really slow. If you think about it, like, nothing's really happened.
That's true.
It's it should be ready.
When I was talking Wonder Woman, I was even including the Fontana story. Like, those were fine issues, but they were a weird turn from what we had already had for 25 issues.
Well, it was different than what Greg was doing. I think she went opposite just to be, you can't try to repeat what Greg's doing, but I think James Robinson is. Like, he's trying to replicate that. And it's like, what are you doing? It's like, try to do something else. Do something on your own. So we'll see.
Yeah.
He's trying to do an origin thing again. Yeah, that's what it is. Rucka did what he did. He said he was going to put a stamp on the origin. And now James Robinson's like, what? She had a brother in her origin. So now he's fucking with origin again. So it's like, well, you get away from that. Let's do something else. IDW Publishing. Here we go. Black Crown Quarterly #1. I like these quarterly books. Once again, busy week. If it was any other week, I would have got it. But if you're interested in like short stories within comics, they're all usually really great. It's how I first became familiar with Tom King in the DC one, Time Warp. Go ahead and pick that up. If you're looking for something new, pick that up. Goosebumps, Monsters at Midnight #1. This is written by Jeremy Lampert, Chris Fangoli on the art. Here we go. Who's that in the cover? What's his name?
Slappy.
Garrett, you said you're going to get Goosebumps, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting Goosebumps. I mean, I'm going in strictly for the nostalgia factor. Me and Al went to the movie when it came out. I see that variant cover and it's got all the classic Goosebump monsters on there. Like, I'm getting the variant, not the original, because it's got all the cool stuff on it. But I've always loved Goosebumps. I mean, I swear to God, every year I watch The Haunted Mask Part 1 and 2 every Halloween time because it's just such a good story. And I own every single original Goosebumps book. So I'd say I don't know, I'm just a fan, and I definitely can't wait to read it. It might suck, but this is one I'm probably going to stay on even if it sucks. Like, I don't care.
Well, luckily it's only 3 issues, so.
Well, no, so what they're going to do is, like, they're all going to be minis. So they're going to switch creative teams for each little story, but it's going to keep going.
Well, that's cool.
As long as there's stories to tell, yeah.
TMNT Ongoing, #75. This is Tom Waltz. Go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. Are you getting it now?
No.
Okay, just curious.
Tom Waltz.
I since I'm already thinking about dropping Teen Titans, I don't need to be picking up another book.
Yeah.
Tom Waltz, Kevin Eastman, Corey Smith on the art. Trial of Krang, Part 3 of 3. Alex, how's this book week going? Before you answer that, who are these Triceratops with the armor on?
Those are the Triceratons.
Oh.
They are another alien civilization going up against the Krang.
And how's it been? You been enjoying this arc?
The thing that, and I'm sure you both can already guess, something that I hate about this book so far, it's in space. I will not necessarily in space, it's Dimension X. But I don't, it's not my turtles. My turtles are street fighters. And so it's good, but it's not what I would want.
Yeah, I read the first issue of this arc, and it was good. They weren't in space yet. They were like literally the cliffhangers, them like jumping through the portal to space. Yeah. And, I was like, oh, it's nice to have the turtles actually in the book, but you're right. It was like, oh, we're going to go be space turtles. I'm like, come on. Give me some TMNT.
But the thing is that they've built up to having the turtles have this trial with Krang. So it's not like it's a surprise. It's not one of those random things. But it's one of those arcs that I haven't been looking forward to. I'm all about the turtles fighting the purple dragons or fighting the Foot or just fighting mutants or bad guys or what have you. I've never been a fan of the Krang.
Image Comics Angelic number 2. This is this is Cy Spur and Casper Wenjard. Hero Airs and Grace. It's part 2. Alex, how was first Angelic? Was it good?
It was, you know what? I don't even remember what I read from the book, but it looks so good.
You don't remember reading the first issue? In the first issue?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you. I can tell you bits and pieces about book 1. And the saving grace for this book was the art was so good.
Angelic number 1. So, would you recommend it? I mean, it's issue 2. Somebody could go back and get 1 and 2. What do you think?
I would recommend it solely for the art. It's a book that I think of myself as a pretty veteran reader, and I had a hard time figuring out what the hell I just read. So it's, enter at your own risk to, are you willing to read it? Because a lot of it's one of those things where you just got to be paying attention the whole dang time, and there's a lot of talking in it.
Deadly Class number 31. This is recommender Wesley Craig. The finale of the arc. This is it. This is where it's all came to. They're all in Mexico. They're all in one place. What is going to happen? There's something grand about being lame, and the lame are making moves to haunt all who imagine themselves members of the Council of Cool Kids. I believe something big's going to happen in this issue, and also I'm also going to be sad for another reason. I'm going to guess probably a break again or something. You think he's going to keep going after this one, Alex, or we're going to get a break again?
Oh, I'm guessing he's probably going to give us a break to absorb the either giant climax or the death that we're going to find out from. I don't think he's willing to shove us into a next arc right away. Like you said, I think something big is going to go on and happen.
Garrett, is this your first single issue since you caught up, or is this the second one?
No, I've been. What do you mean, since I caught up? No, I've caught up since one of them. Which one did I start when I was all the way caught up? I think it was like 27 or 28. So it's been a couple issues.
Oh, so you have been reading weekly since then, or monthly?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm all the way caught up and everything. Yeah, absolutely. I'm super stoked for this. Gosh, what an amazing series. This is one that I cannot attest. Like, listen to Alex and Marvin. Everybody read this book. It's amazing. It'll change your life. It's so good.
Really amazing.
That's true.
Each issue, I'm hyped this much for it, and it always delivers. Like, that's how good this thing is. Right. By the way, we didn't get an issue last month, and there's no solicit issue for the next one, so there is going to be a break. So we'll see.
It'll be necessary. I mean, depending on how great, I'm sure this is. I mean, it'll be hard for this not to be the pick of the week, I bet, for all of us. But
I was going to tell you right now, other than maybe Saga, this is my pick of the week.
Yeah.
Without even having to read it.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of Tim Seeley's Hack Slash coming back, Resurrection, with Tini Howard, Tim Seeley doing the cover here. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and pick it up. New number 1. Well, I guess kind of new number 1. It's a reboot of sort of that series. So go ahead and get that. Renato Jones, season 2, number 4 of 5. Garrett, do you read Renato Jones, or is that Alex?
It's not me.
Not caught up on it. I'm actually just waiting for the whole season 2 to come out just to read it all together.
Okay.
So,
but
make it quick.
Have you read one at least of this up in New York?
I had read one about 3 months ago, yeah.
Okay. Good?
And it was good. I like the way it feels like a Sin City-esque book.
Sin City-esque. So. I know Dave from Rainbow Comics really loves that book, so it's a good book. Go get it. Saga 48. This is Brian K. Vaughan, Fiona Staples' end of a story arc, so probably another break here, too. Gus and Square have an adventure. That's all it says. And that cover is probably top 5 Saga covers. I'll tell you that much right now. Not because it just has my favorite character on the cover, Gus, with a battle axe. But, I mean, the coloring's amazing. I mean, how many times are we going to say Fiona Staples is in a realm of her own? But she is. Alex, what do you think? Looking forward to this one?
Oh, yeah. This book has been nailing every note for the last probably 15 issues. at least since 42, has been solid.
Yeah, it has.
I remember 42, heartbreaker. And then 46 was a heartbreaker. 47 was a little weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Yeah. It was a little weird.
I really liked it, though. It was a really contained issue, like mostly in one room, I believe.
Yeah.
Really good.
Some flashbacks from time to time, but
that's the thing with this.
It was a good story.
With this series, I never know what's going to happen when I pick up an issue. Like, I never expected that last issue to happen. I'm not sure what I expect from this. It does delve into other genres. Like, the last one was really kind of like horror-ish. Like, it was really kind of suspenseful what was going on. And then this one, we got an adventure. Maybe it's an adventure book this time. So there is a break after this one, too. There's no solicited issues after this one. So we'll have a break on this one, too. Spawn 279. This is Garrett's Spawn book. How do you think? What do you think? Jason Sean Alexander, Dark Horror Part 4. Garrett, how's Spawn?
So I just read Part 3. I'm actually getting kind of sick of this arc already. Like, at first, it was like exciting because it was like, oh, cool, a nice horror story in Japan. Like, I didn't know it was going to be 6-issue story. I thought it was going to be like maybe 2-3 issues, but it's a 6-part story. The art is horror-esque, as in it's like trying to keep you confused. Like, it's a lot of like painting. It doesn't really have defined lines, very rough. And so I'm literally I'm ready for this arc to be done. I was interested in the first 2 issues, and then I read the third one, and I was like, God, you're going to do this for 3 more issues? So, it kind of bums me. It's kind of like what's happening with Wonder Woman. When there's not a clear direction, if you're just trying to spin wheels for the sake of keeping a title going, like, that's where you're starting to lose me. And, like, I'm always hoping that, like, the next arc of Spawn will be amazing. Like, get me amped for that movie that you're working on. Like, get me psyched for that. Give me some normal Spawn. Like, his powers are all restored. Like, one of the biggest MacGuffins over the last, like, 20 or so issues is he lost his powers. Like, his suit basically got really weak. And literally there's, like, a 1-page cliffhanger where somebody, like, snaps their fingers, fixes his suit, and it's like, oh, we're going to Japan. So, I'm a little worried that this is gonna bore me to death.
Marvel Comics. Here we go. Legacy in full swing. Amazing Spider-Man 790. This is obviously Dan Slott. Crystal Gage.
Hey, you missed
also.
All New Wolverine.
Oh, who gets that?
Me.
Oh, okay. All New Wolverine number 26. This is Tom Taylor. Juan Cabal, Orphan of X Part 2. Garrett. All New Wolverine.
I thought the first part was really great. Did you drop it, Al?
Yeah.
You dropped it a while ago.
Oh, no, we just dropped it last issue.
Nah, 2
issues. I only dropped it at 25.
3 issues.
Yeah, I decided I didn't need that book.
4 issues ago.
That's 1 issue. He just said 25.
So you said it was good?
Yeah, the first part was really good. Man, I was worried this book was dipping in quality, but I think it's really picked back up. I don't know enough about Dakin or however you say his freaking name, Wolverine's son. But it's kind of cool how they both honor his legacy, but that they're kind of like butting heads over it too. So definitely recommend it. It's not your Laura Kinney from Logan or anything, because she's obviously more advanced or the best there is now, but it's still fun seeing what her adventures are.
Amazing Spider-Man 790 is Dan Slott, Crystal Gage, Stuart Eminem, Follow Parker Part 2. Alex, you said the number 1 or the last issue, 789 was pretty great. What are you expecting?
I loved it.
What are you expecting from the second part here?
There's just something that I've been missing a Spider-Man book, and when I got onto 789, I was like, gosh, I'm Garrett's the one who said, give it a try. Don't hate it until I try it. And I love that issue. And a part of it is that it's Peter Parker back to honestly just struggling to be Spider-Man and to be Peter and having no money. And he finally embraces the fact that, you know what I have? If I can't be Peter all the time, I can be Spider-Man. I mean, that's the whole point of this book, is that people like Spider-Man. Who gives a shit about Peter?
Yeah, hashtag Guest Host 1 was just like raving about how great the first part was. And I was like, okay, are you biased or are you actually being honest with me? And he was saying, no, I'm serious. Like, I know I say it about almost every Spider-Man comic, but like this one legitimately was good. And then you said it and I was like, I got to read this book.
I say, to be fair, no matter what your brother says about Spider-Man,
I'll never
gonna be biased. But I agree, this book was actually really good. And I know I hate Onslaught all the time, but if he's going to continue the way he's going, this book is going to be aces.
Daredevil number 28. This is Charles Soule, Ron Garney, Mike DiDitto on the cover. Epic conclusion to The Land of the Blind, Devil versus Devil, as Daredevil battles the beast. Demonic source of power for the Hand Clan. Winner takes Soul. Question before I ask you what do you think of this book. Is this getting renumbered? Seems
I didn't
weird.
think so. I didn't think there's supposed to be a legacy for it.
Why not?
I saw an ad. Hold on, let me grab a comic book.
You look, Garrett. Alex, what do you think, Daredevil? You looking forward to this, or how's it going?
You know, the thing with Daredevil right now is I've enjoyed this last arc, just for the fact that Ron Garney, I think, has done a great job, because that last arc was a little choppy. This looks great. I'm kind of surprised that it's only 3 issues long for an arc, but I'm hopeful that it's good. This is also one of those books that I'm on that fence of, do I want to keep getting it or not?
So Daredevil is getting legacied, but they literally did not put the number on the ad for what it's going to be. It just says that appearing in Mayor Fisk Part 1.
I see.
So it doesn't say what their actual number designation will be.
I'm guessing it's got to be the next issue, if not 2 issues from now.
Yeah.
Because I know that in Defenders, Kingpin's showing up again.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Kingpin showing up, like, I'd be really close to dropping this. Like, I feel like I saw that art on that preview, and I was like, oof, that does not look that great.
What, for this issue?
No, like, coming up for Caselli.
Oh, okay.
Or Landini. Sorry, Stefano Landini is doing the art. And it looks a lot like that court art. Oh, sorry, I should probably show you what I'm talking about.
This is one of those books that I'm just like, I like Daredevil. I want to keep getting a Daredevil book, but it's not meeting what I want from it.
I think that literally that court arc, the whole superhero registration, not the registration, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think that really changed the momentum of this series. Like, it was doing so well, and then like they put a shitty artist in there for no fucking reason, and I was like, what happened to this book that I used to love? Like, I was expecting way more, like, better quality than what I was getting.
And maybe that's the thing, Garrett, is that last arc really ruined the momentum for me.
Yeah,
ruined my enjoyment for this book.
Yeah, that art style they really didn't fit with how the book was going. So, we'll see. Alex, did you get this book with Deadpool last issue?
Yeah, I got 287.
What do you think about 288? You looking forward to 288?
I'm looking forward to the cover for the fact that Deadpool's got Cable's arm. Mm-hmm. And he gets it in the last issue. Mm-hmm. It was good, but you know the thing that Deadpool used to do? I used to laugh when I read his book. I didn't laugh a single time at this. I was like, oh, okay. It's the same shit he always does. So I'm on the fence. I like this book. I like this cover. I just don't know if I'm going to continue to get this book. I gave it a one shot, and I'm still like, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Are you picking up Punisher yet, or are you waiting to pick that up when he gets into the War Machine costume?
I don't know. I looked at that cover, and I honestly love that cover for 17.
It does look great.
And so if it's gonna lend itself to Legacy, then I'll get it. But if not, I'll just wait until he gets the War Machine suit.
Becky Cloonan, Matt Horak, Punisher number 17 looks like it's actually the last issue of that arc. So probably the next one will be a jumping out point if you want to jump on there.
So I'll just wait until the next one.
Speaking of Punisher Platoon number 2. This is Garth Ennis, Goran Pavlov. The hell, that cover's so good. This team, I haven't read issue 1 yet. I am really looking forward to it, though. I'm just gonna savor this thing. It's a mini series. I know these guys do good work. I'm really excited to read this. Alex, do you get a chance to read number 1?
I read issue 1 and it was good. The thing is that I go into a Punisher book and I expect to see Punisher punishing people. And not that I didn't know that he's going to Vietnam and that it's showing him as a soldier. So it's a nice step back, and it's a nice recall to how he became the man that he is, and the man that takes the control that needs to be done. So it was good.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanos 12 is Jeff Lemire, German, Peralta. Alex, you didn't read Thanos still, right?
I still get Thanos. Do I read it? Not yet.
So I guess
I'm currently 2 behind.
Oh, okay. But it's been good, right?
I enjoyed it. You know what? Issue 7, I know you guys dropped off like issue 2 or something. Issue 7 was great with it being a silent issue, or a fairly silent issue. 8 and 9 were great. I couldn't tell you about 10 and 11, but the art is good, and it's nice to see Thanos not be this tyrant, which I'm sure he'll come back to being.
Are you still going to get it when Donny Cates takes it over? The team of God Country?
Yeah. I'll definitely keep it. Hopefully by then I'll be caught up when I get it.
All right. Thor. Where Walk the Frost Giants, #1. This is Ralph Macchio. Oh, the Karate Kid. Todd Newak. I just looked it up. It's not actually the Karate Kid. 2 people, same name. This is like a one-shot. What is this? Do not miss this all-new tale featuring the original God of Thunder. Also featuring a special presentation of the historic battle between Thor and Incredible Hulk into Journey Mystery #112. Reprint. There you go. I'm going to pay for reprint. $3.99. So if you're looking for Thor, I'm assuming they have the Thor movie coming out, so they're pumping out some Thor stuff. Is that correct?
That's what I'm guessing.
Probs.
Any interest in a reprint and a new story about the Frost Giants?
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
No.
You know what? If Jason Aaron had been writing it, yes. But it's not, so no.
You don't want to read something by the Karate Kid?
It's not him.
Ralph
unless he's going to say, sweep the leg. With
that's
hammer.
Billy Zapkick. Or Zapsik, however you say his freaking name.
Here we go. Let's see what else we got. When we look at other books here, let's take a look. Dark Arc #2. This is Cullen Bunn, Juan Doe. Alex, what do you think? Dark Arc #2. Looking forward to it?
I definitely want to give issue 2 a chance. Issue 1 was good. But I know that Dark Arc is going to be one of those first books that if I'm starting to feel under pressure getting books, it's the first one to be dropped.
Yeah, it was an interesting first issue. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever read, but it'll be interesting to see how the mythology expands off that first issue into the second one. So,
what do you think, Marvin?
We'll see. I'm not really that. I mean, the first one I thought was like, I believe I said it was like good. It was better than I thought it would be. But I don't know if it's enough to make me keep going on this thing. Is it a mini?
I think I want to give issue 2 an opportunity, and if 2 doesn't keep me enticed, I'll drop it.
I'll read 2. We'll see how it is. Eternity #1. This is Valiant Entertainment. This is Matt Kent, Trevor Hairsine. This is a new series. This is so originally when this interview came out, or when Matt did an interview, he said it's kind of based off of Divinity 1 and 2. So if you read those, you could get onto this, but it's supposed to be brand new, so you can jump right on this if you want to. If you're interested in Valiant at all, or if you like Matt Kent at all, I would say to get this. The art looks really great too. I was just looking at it a second ago. Eternity, actually, I'm really excited for that. So we'll see how that goes.
Hey Marvin,
yes.
Did you ever get Eugenic?
No, I did not. By James Tinian?
Did not. Okay.
Did you?
No. I just was wondering. I had been meaning to ask you, and I thought, when better than now?
When better than the middle of the show? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #20. This is Kyle Higgins, Danielle D. Neculo, Bachman. Jesus, how many names do you have? Oh, that's 2 different people. How's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers been going? Look at that. Right, you can see the moon right in it, or the Earth right in his visor.
Yeah, I just read 19. I think it was a day or 2 ago. Still a very solid series. It's fun seeing. I know it's a different artist this issue, but I don't know why Presetia, or however you say his name, isn't on here, but he was doing God Complex, which was an awesome first issue. I think the art will look similar enough. I hope that it'll just maintain the already great story that's been going on in there. It's fun. Like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is more like the action, like this is what they're doing in costume book, where Go-Go Power Rangers analyzes the Rangers as they are as people. So loving that I get 2 Power Rangers books a month. It's just been fun. Super nostalgia.
Exo Man of War number 8, Matt Kent again, Clayton Crane. Once again, Valiant want to jump on to Matt Kent. Pretty great. I think Matt Kent's becoming one of my favorite writers. I really do like Matt Kent a lot. So jump on that if you want to. Read some sci-fi that's outside of your normal realm of sci-fi. If you're trying to get into Valiant, I would say try that Eternity. If you like it, Exo Man of War. Go over there next. What are you guys looking forward to? Alex, what's your number 1 pick?
I think it's a pretty obvious pick for all 3 of us. Deadly Class number 31.
Deadly Class 31.
Well, I'm picking something else just to be different.
Well, that's lame.
You're wrong. Pick?
I am going to pick. Hold on a second, because I just closed out of the window, so I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh my gosh, he's like, I don't want to lie to myself, but then he's going to.
Deadly Class is up there, but I think Saga 48 I'm looking forward to. Saga number 48. So BKV, Fiona Staples. That I like you said, Alex. It's been strong for a while here. Let's get this thing. Like, I'm ready to see him. This is basically like a finale of the arc. I mean, it is. And there's gonna be a break afterwards. Usually these ones are like really great and really something really just. If Gus dies, I'm done with this book.
I think this is my first break since I've been caught up on it. So.
Oh yeah, I think so too. So you have to wait.
I'm excited to see what happens. This is one of those books that I had read all 45 issues that I was behind on in one day. I'm ready to roll with this book. Like this is my second pick of the week would be Saga. So
Garrett, if you had to pick a second one, which one would you pick?
Second one. You know what? Probably Batman Beyond. I think, like, if I'm thinking about everything, I think that one seems most interesting to me. I just love being in that universe.
Riveting. Alex, I heard that snow might be coming. Is that true or is that false?
Well, when I looked into the sky, it was dark, and this was 2 days ago dark. So I already could tell you.
Wait, what time was it? Was it midnight?
Friday. Of course. I looked straight into the sky. Couldn't see the stars. I also live in the city. A little hard to see. I fear there's going to be maybe a little touch of snow come Friday, but luckily you're getting your books on Wednesday. So when you get snowed in on Friday, you got plenty of things to read. It's going to be windy. Watch out. Hold on to those books. Keep them in that bag. Don't let them fly away. The most important thing to remember, it's going to be cold. Make yourself some tea. You got some books. Go get them.
You just can't drink the tea next to your comic books as you read them, per Alex.
To be fair, you can drink that. See, water over here. I can drink it. I just can't,
It's just got to be 3 feet plus away from your comic books. I get it.
Of course.
Wait,
have it. Just
do you read comics in that chair? You're sitting in like a lounge chair right now, right?
Yeah.
Do you read comics in that chair?
I'm sitting in a recliner, yes.
But how do you read in that if you can't lay it flat on the table?
So I put a pillow on my lap,
and
then I read on the pillow.
Do you, your like tweezers that you use to turn the page, do you keep those on the end table?
I actually buy 2 books of each kind, so one can get fingerprints in it, and the other is safely protected.
Okay, that's pretty true.
You joke.
Which is weird.
You joke.
You're at the shop with me.
You joke, Alex, but you're 5 years away from that. Garrett, how's the roads going to be tomorrow?
I think it's not going to be heavy in traffic. There's a lot of good books, but not a lot of great books is what I would throw out there. I mean, there is some great books. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying in quantity. I'm not saying in quality. There is some great books. There's just not a lot of great books out there. So for your great books, you're going to want to get there early. For your good books, don't worry. They'll still be on the shelf. Depending on how anxious everybody else is to read comics. So, it's not. I heard it's gonna be warmer tomorrow, though, weatherman. But still, you still want to, think about Friday. You want to be bundled up with a nice comic book on your lap. Your hot chocolate in the other room for Alex. So, get there decently early, but you can get a little extra sleep tomorrow morning. Just a little bit.
Today is the last episode of our show before the weekend when people are probably going to be celebrating Halloween. What do you guys want to say for our audience? Be safe. Read your comics. Stay in. Who needs to go out and celebrate All Hallows Eve when you have a book in your hand as good as Deadly Class number 33?
31.
Oh, 31? I'm already 2 ahead. See, that's how you guys want to know what happens to 31?
You already skipped that break.
You guys
All I want to say is, readers beware. You're in for a scare.
Oh, wow. Garrett. No.
Garrett, I'm just going to tell you one thing here before we wrap this up. Goosebumps sucks. My name is Ben Marvin.
I am Alex.
My name is Fuck You, It's Amazing.
That's a long name.
Garrett. I'm Garrett. And fuck you.
Well, well, everyone, stay warm and keep turning those pages. Nope, keep reading those books.